Can I make a short film in 2 hours? Hi, my name is Mia, and it is my dream to make a living making films and writing books. I am currently writing a book. I just finished the first draft. I'm in the editing stages. I am working on the illustration. I'm wanting to make some animations to go with the book to help promote it, but that filmmaking dream is still in my head, and there are so many little things that I want to experiment with. So as of right now, I don't have a clear storyline prepared for this film. I don't intend to have one if nothing comes to mind, but I do want to put together a bunch of little clips that I've just had in my head to create a little short film. And I would like to make it my goal to make this film within 2 hours, because I love doing things like this. I love doing things to prove to myself that anything is possible, that I can do what I want to do if I just set a time limit and get it done. I tend to only be able to do things if I have set a time limit for myself, and I want these videos to encourage other people like myself and let other people know that they can do whatever they want, they can create whatever they want, and it doesn't matter if all you have is 2 hours one evening before you go to bed. You can do whatever you want. Just to give some extra backstory on what's going on here, I do not have a job. I live with my parents. I'm confined to my very unaesthetically pleasing bedroom. I mean, I could go out and film on location, but for one, I find it embarrassing, and for two, I don't have my driver's license yet. So I'm very limited as to what I can do physically, I guess, but my imagination is unlimited, and I intend to create something great today. So let's get started. It is now 9:30, and I thought I was going to film the process as I went, and then I decided that was stressful, so I'm just going to tell you guys what I did. There were 4 ideas I had for things I wanted to film. One of them was a recreation of a little cat I animated in another video a little while back. I really like the concept of just drawing the cat and coloring in the eyes to make the eyes close. I just did it again, and I loved it just as much as I did the first time. There's something about that I just find so fun. So there's no telling how many times I'm going to do that in the future, but there we go. Another thing that I really like to animate, no matter how many times I animate it, is fish. Especially fish just wandering around in open spaces. I like fish. I like animating fish. So I also have this phone that I got at a thrift store. I'm obsessed with anything vintage that has buttons. So I like phones, I like keyboards, and my excuses for buying these things is always I can film with it. So I wanted to actually film with the things I found that are taking up space in my room. So I just decided I wanted to animate fish coming out of a phone, which gives me an idea for some future projects I want to do. I think I want to have like reoccurring fish characters that like you dial the number and you get the fish. Maybe I can do a bunch of things where like I dial certain numbers and just animated creatures come out of it. I don't know. I also wanted to do a thing where I just moved my hands and there was like a piece of paper over them and I like animated the hands. The image came to my mind. I don't know why. I don't know how. I wanted to do it, so I did it. So the hands, the phone, the cat, and the fish were the 4 things I already had the idea for that I just executed. The keyboard, I knew I wanted to use the keyboard and like type words into the air, but I couldn't find a good place to do that and a good way to set up the camera to do that. So I ended up just doing the camera overhead over like a piece of paper, and it looks really, really bad whenever I just mindlessly like click the keyboard. Like I have to actually be saying something. So I came up with something that I wanted to type out, and then I typed it out on Videoleap and like put it over the paper so it looked like I was typing onto a piece of paper. It's like magical typewriter vibes. There are a few things that I'm just using over and over again in my filmmaking journey, I guess. And that is Procreate Dreams, and within Videoleap, the remove background feature is my friend. And I do little animations in Procreate. Like just there's the little things I can do in Procreate that's just easier than making a whole new file in Procreate Dreams. I really love the retro TV filter along with all the little color filters in there. And I just got little ideas as I went along. Like there was a little bit of like white hanging off the end of an animation I made, and I just thought it looked cool with the filter over it. So I was like, okay, let's just put some words there. So I came up with some random words and I put that in. At one point I got the idea to just film my hand like going over, like grabbing my bed, And so I did that, and then I didn't want the background of my room, so I took the background out, and then I was like, well, that's just pitch black and that looks cool. So I'm gonna add stars to that. And then I just I only had like a few minutes left of my 2 hours. So I just was like, let's do the cat again. Then I was like, well, that's just a cat. So I put the stars over the cat, and then I put the stars over me, and it looked like freckles to me. And I like the idea of animated star freckles, so I want to do something else with that. But anyway, this challenge was a success. I got out of it what I expected to get out of it, what I wanted to get out of it, and that was ideas. Anytime I create something, I get ideas for what I can create next. I get inspired, and I realize what I'm able to do, and I find out what I want to do moving forward. It has given me hope. If I had said, hey, I just want to make these tiny scenes and put them together into a film, not giving myself a time limit, I would have overthought it. I would have tried to come up with this grand story that I was to put together from these things. I would have taken so much time. I would have taken days. I would have overthought it and not started in the first place. And telling myself, hey, I'm just going to do this in 2 hours, made me actually get it done. I feel like sometimes I'm putting unrealistic expectations on myself to constantly do things quickly, but I need those unrealistic expectations to do it in the first place. I've had these things sitting in my head for days, and I just got them done in 2 hours. I did not start until like 5 o'clock. No, it was 6 o'clock. I was done by like 8. I just did more in 2 hours than I usually do in a month. And that's sad, but I need the crazy deadline to get me to finish anything. I also create better with lack of outline, story, expectations. I've been trying for years to make films with like actual stories and things. And although I do have a book I'm writing that I want to turn into a film one day, it's not that I can't create with story, but it is difficult for me right now with not having all the filming resources I want to try to come up with a cohesive story and then execute. I get bogged down before I start, you know? I like this experimental stage that I'm in where I'm just making weird stuff happen, and it makes me feel arty and fun. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to say about it. If you want to see the finished film, I'm going to post it right after this, so it should be there by the time you're watching this video. If you enjoyed this video, if it inspired you, if it gave you any ideas, I would appreciate it if you gave it a like, left a comment, let me know what you think of my little scenes. If you have any tips for a beginner filmmaker doing stuff like this, I would appreciate it. I love the community of artists on YouTube. You guys are so sweet and leave like the longest comments and like the most encouragement. You will tell me your life story in a comment, and I love that so much. And I've had so many people give me just the most inspirational advice and stories of their life and what they did and how they accomplished things, and it's like, it's so cool. I love like Instagram people are sweet too. I love them. I have so many people on Instagram that I love and are so sweet and leave the best comments, but they're short comments. They'll just say, hey, you know, this is so great, I love this, and then people on YouTube just spill their soul, and I love that. You guys feel deeply, so feel free. You can leave some long comments, man, and I will read them and I will love them, and I will get inspiration and encouragement from your story and what you have to say. So anyway, I'm gonna go now. I have an ice cream cake in the freezer I want to eat. I'm gonna watch The Office, watching them all in order again. I'm on casino night. So have a wonderful day, evening, night, whatever time it is over there, and I will see you later. Bye.